You're listening to the AFTERBUZZ TV network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your number one source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Keith. Johnson.
From the AFTERBUZZ Studios in Los Angeles, California, presented by Maria Menounos and Bing.com, and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies, this is AFTERBUZZ TV's The Game After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. If you'd like to buzz in on tonight's show, you can buzz us at 424-256-1729. That's 424-256-1729. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AFTERBUZZ TV's The Game After Show.
Woo! Do we get our sound that we're always out?
There it is.
Perfect. I love my little intro that gives me a moment to take a drink. And hello out there. Hi, everyone, and welcome to AFTERBUZZ TV. As usual, Bing is for doing, and we're here doing another episode of The Game, Season 5, Episode 15.
Wow.
We've made it to 15, and we're still alive and still laughing and still being pleasant with everybody. And I have a wonderful, beautiful panel here with me
thank
today.
you. Thank you for that.
What was the Baywatch thing? What was that?
I don't think that was supposed to be there.
I'm pretty sure it wasn't either. But it looks like we're all in some version of black today, which is kind of fascinating.
We're mourning.
Fascinating. Black and gray of some sort.
We're mourning.
And why are we mourning?
Curtis.
Oh, we're mourning the loss of Curtis Taylor. We don't know where he is. We don't usually know where he is. We just know that he didn't make it here tonight. So Curtis, whoever you're doing right now, or whatever you're doing right now, hope you're having a great time.
Well, we know he's not changing in the locker room.
He's definitely not changing the locker room in front of anybody. And I have a new host with us today that we would love to introduce. And she is sparkling and glittering across the table from me. We have Stanley joining us for the game today.
Yes, I hope I'm not blinding you over
No,
there.
not at all. I love the shine. I love the shine.
Good.
And right next to her in bright orange and black is Isabel Mora.
Hi.
Are you still cutting yourself? What are you doing?
No.
Okay, good. And next to me, actually pretty awake today, which is impressive.
I am.
You seem alert. Let's give him a hand. You're usually very somber or surly. And today you seem rather vibrant. Welcome, Kenny.
Thank you.
I'm so happy to see you.
Thank you.
I feel like it's been forever since you
it's an honor to be next to you, Courtney.
disappeared last week. So I'm
Last
not going to
week-
be bitter at all about that.
Oh,
But we won't talk about that.
It's all about love.
It's all about love.
I had some things to take care of.
And this episode was about love. So,
Yes.
Yeah.
as we usually start off, let's start off sort of giving our first impressions of the episode. I'll start across the table with our newbie, Miss Stanley. What did you think of the episode this week?
Yes, I actually liked it. I saw Tasha and Pookie, and I love them together personally.
Mm-hmm.
And so we started to seeing the little beginnings of a romance, and that took the show from me. I love that part.
Cool. Now, okay, so fill us in on
Mm-hmm.
where you sort of stand with the game. Are you a fan since the beginning? Did you join it when it came to BET? Are you a newbie to the episode series?
I joined it when it came to BET, and I got
Okay.
hooked right away. Watched the marathons, watched each episode probably about 5 times.
Interesting.
And I'm been watching ever since. So
Okay. So you caught it when it came to BET, and then you got to see sort of the back episodes.
Yeah, and I watched the back
Interesting. That'll be an
episodes.
interesting perspective that we have not yet had. I
That's
don't
not
believe.
true because I
Well,
started.
you kind of. But you started watching the episode right as we started watching.
the new on
Yeah.
BET.
Okay.
So I'm with her.
Well, you're just so down about everything all the time.
Let's
we don't
just
really
keep it
leave
real,
you
okay.
in. Okay.
And where do you guys stand on the season? Are you loving this season, or are you?
We're not loving it, but
We're not hating
We're
it.
not hating it, which
Okay.
we
The
were
last-
not. We were definitely
the last
hating last
3.
season, and this season's sort of been up and down. But Isabel, what do you think about this episode?
I was a little grossed out
You were grossed out.
with Pookie and Tasha. Shut up,
Grossed out.
Kenny. I thought it was. I can't get over it.
Okay,
What's
so
the
your
Isabel
initial
is hard to
impression-
please.
she's very hard to please.
Hard to- yes, you are.
I am not.
Okay, we'll get more specific shortly, but essentially you were a little grossed out by the
Yes.
sort of relationship
Yes.
of Pookie and Tasha
Yes.
coming. Okay, and Kenny, how were you this week?
Yeah, it was okay. I mean, no, but and I will justify why I think it was okay. I'm kind of over the whole Melanie Derwin always drama. It's just one thing after another, and the whole Janay. I actually like the whole Janay storyline.
Okay.
For moving, it's just. I'm just over them.
Okay, so your initial impression is,
and I thought, and I think the
them.
whole Tasha Mack thing. This episode was a filler for me because the whole Tasha Mack romance thing.
Okay, interesting that you think it was a filler.
Yeah.
I myself,
But that definitely all makes sense. You know, comments and opinions are good, and that links me to remind Courtney about the iTunes
dang
situation.
it, Ronnie, I was getting there.
I'm
I was
sorry,
going to give
young
my
lady.
opinion, and then I was going to have this great segue
All
about how my
right.
opinion. It's
My
fine.
bad. I'll let you do work.
No, it's all good. He want to jump in and tell me what to do. So y'all out there listening or watching us, make sure when you're downloading on iTunes or viewing us on iTunes, make sure you're making those comments because those comments are helpful. We need them.
Good or
we
bad.
love them. We appreciate them. Good and bad. We love it all. And I actually do read them and we try to reference them and they've been quite useful. So definitely do that.
And I love the bad ones. So
And
go
do
for
that
it.
on YouTube also because those are appreciated too.
And those are funny.
Those are fun too. So, anywho, speaking of opinions, my opinion of the episode was that it actually wasn't a filler episode. I thought it was finally an episode that felt like it was moving a storyline along and a character along. I feel like we finally got Tasha sort of moving somewhere in her character about taking this leap and doing something however weird it is or didn't work out, and how it didn't work out in the beginning and then now obviously it was going to work out at the end. Like it kind of worked out. I feel like she's taking a chance as a character and doing something new, well, somewhat new. And then Derwin and Melanie,
There's a lot.
I
there.
like this. Like
There's
I
a
like
lot.
the idea. I like this argument. I just wish that it wasn't wrapped up so easily, so simply right away. Like, okay, you can go. Because that's a big deal.
Yeah, it is.
And I think that it was, of all the things that they drag out and like make us have to keep watching, this is the one thing that should have been a little bit more, I think. But that's just my initial opinion. So let's jump right into the episode completely so that we can thoroughly understand where you all stand.
Yes.
Okay, we're going to start out with Tasha. And of course, as we've already mentioned, Tasha is taking this chance to pursue a relationship, dating / let's do a little something with her homeboy from back home, Pookie, who randomly came out and showed up at her doorstep last week, which we still didn't evaluate at all. Like they didn't even address, but I guess it's supposed to just be one of those, oh, he's family, so it's cool. Like he just showed up at your house, like I want you.
He didn't show up at her house. He
At
came
her
at the
hotel?
bar.
He still just showed
Showed
up.
up
but
without
are we talking
uninvited.
this
Uninvited.
episode?
That was her.
No,
house.
last week.
She lives in the hotel.
She lives in the hotel.
But before that, we got a little backstory with
I
him.
mean, yeah, but I'm saying she went
like,
home for an
yeah,
event
a
and
visit.
saw him like, what's up? And then the next week she's at home, he's on her doorstep like, hey, I'm in love with you. There's no, you think that's
Well, no. I think in the episode where she went home, there was a little build up to something.
I think there was
There
some
was a little build up,
sparking.
yeah, and so it makes sense that he would just randomly show
Yeah,
up
I
at her
think it's
doorstep.
okay.
Thank you.
Because the thing is, I mean, especially if there is a budding romance, you'd be happy if someone that you're kind of admiring just shows up. If it's someone that you can't stand now,
I think
that'd
y'all
be stalking.
crazy.
No.
I think y'all crazy.
That's the one that doesn't give out his address. We still don't know where he lives. Have you ever been to?
Do you have a home, Kim?
Yeah,
I
Kenny.
do, and none of y'all hoes are coming to see me.
Oh, geez.
By the way, I need to comment. I like your ring over there.
I was just going to say,
Oh,
it's sparkling.
thank
And the
you.
nail polish is sparkling too.
Yeah.
So I was feeling
Sorry.
the sparkles all around.
I'm kind of feeling Tasha Mack. You
Yes.
notice she always does the minx nails and the gold. She's so
channeling.
That's true.
fabulous.
I noticed that today.
Her fashion has been fabulous this season. But going back to this, so you guys think it's cool that he just came out cross country, like, what's up, boo? I'm kind of feel. I don't think so either. I think it's crazy because I had a similar situation.
Of course you
no.
did.
Not exactly like that, but
Pretty.
that's like, we cool, but don't just be like,
Yes.
I'm gonna stay with you for a little while because I think I'm feeling you. Like,
No, but Courtney, he did not say that he was going to stay with her. She invited
Invited
him.
him.
he pretended not to have anywhere to go.
He said there was no
okay?
rooms available.
And we still don't know if Pookie got a job, so
Yeah.
he very well could be out there
And we said
without
he's
a place
trying
to go.
kill her, and he got some insurance on her. We don't know.
I think it's a little wild, but I guess for the point of the show, it kind of works. But I still think it's kind of crazy.
Okay.
But I guess y'all are romantics.
Yes.
Is that what you call it?
I don't think it's romantic. I just think it's, it happens.
So your boo from back home that you haven't seen in like 10 years,
There
you
is
happen
no
to run
boo
into.
from
You
back
have no
home.
boos.
Okay, no, actually, that would that's no. I actually do have a boo from back home, but it's not a male.
Oh.
So that wouldn't happen.
Oh.
So there
Well,
you go.
You wouldn't reconsider?
Does she know that you're
With
gay?
yeah.
Okay.
Does she? Oh, she knows you're gay now.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
You're
not
gay
that this
now.
is about your personal.
I mean, we all know.
I
It's all
say
good.
carpe diem, seize the day.
Seize the day.
Now you have to go after what you
He
want.
took a chance.
And he went after what he
He
wanted.
took a chance, and I guess that does show some cojones. Like, okay, you
It's
gonna
a
roll
real
up on
man.
me? Like, I don't know if it's a real man, a
Well,
real scary man, a real scary man.
I
But I
wonder,
mean, you're not afraid of him because you know him from like back in the day. He is your like.
We're like this.
Yeah,
we're
we're
not
not-
like roll up on my house.
but if your friend came to visit you and you're like this, you're not gonna kick him out.
But they ask you. You plan something. You make your
okay, for the
place available.
sake of the show,
for the sake of the show, it works.
it
We'll
works.
stop the arguments. It works.
But then
we
how
know
do-
it doesn't work in real life.
Well, yeah, in my life it doesn't. I don't know about your life. Apparently, you
Anything
might be
happens in
okay
my
with-
life. So.
But then how do we feel? She went through all these guys, and then she's about to screw up the one male relationship that she's managed to keep.
I'm glad that you brought that up because that was
I
Malik's problem with the situation. How did you guys feel about Malik sort of being against it, but then reconciling that he's fine with it within, 10
I must have
minutes?
blinked because I forgot the part
Hello,
at
that was-
which he was like, okay. Because him and TT talked about it, right?
Yeah, he and TT talked
That
about
was
it, and then like
funny.
in the next scene, he kind of comes in while they were having their dinner
Yeah,
before the awkward kiss.
What did they name her?
Oh, what did they name her?
Yeah, like
I don't know, but TT had me laughing
Yeah.
when
She's
she
like-
said Pookie is like could be the cockroach that her
she's
top
Raid. Yeah,
can't kill.
they call her like Tasha Raid.
Tasha Ray.
Oh my God.
That's pretty sad when every man you've ever encountered
Yeah.
sort of goes awry because of you, and you're the common denominator,
Right.
not always because of you.
Right.
But I kind of felt Malik on that. I mean, this guy's been in his life for a
Right.
while. He's been like a father figure, and he doesn't want his mom to scare him away.
But don't you think that was kind of harsh? He just straight up was like, "You run every man out of your life."
It was
so you-
definitely
But
hard.
it's
like,
true.
It's like, damn,
It's true.
It
that's
is
your
real.
mom. No matter how much Tasha Mack is like that, so she
Yeah.
probably raised him to be in your face and whatever. Still, I was just like,
Yeah.
They have a weird relationship anyway.
Well, yeah, we talked
And
about
they
that
live
before.
together.
Sort of the mother, son / friend / brother sister thing almost going on. But I thought he had a legitimate sort of argument, but he came around and he
Right.
okayed it. And just as he okayed it, they went for a kiss and it went terribly wrong.
sour.
Right.
Which I didn't understand. Like the way they did it, like she cut her lip and then they just sat down. It was just weird. But then it wrapped up and she took him to the airport and he had his moment where he grabbed her by the back of the neck and pulled her in. Is that what grossed you out, Isabel?
Yes, that
Why?
real.
You didn't believe it?
No, I did, but it was just I don't like
Why
them
don't you-
together.
why
I don't know
not?
because I think of like
'Cause
Rick
you want her back with
Fox.
Rick
I think
Fox.
like hot man, and then oh.
He's not,
He's not
hot,
a, he's not a
That's
bad
what
looking
it
guy.
is.
decent looking guy. I personally don't think Rick Fox is that hot.
Well, I mean, compared to him,
Yeah. I mean, I don't know.
you know, it's,
But he's
I
like
loved
manly
it,
and
yeah.
like he's like
I'm
who
a cut
Tasha
you,
is, and like there's something about him that will always know her in a way that none of the other guys ever did, and I think that's why it worked.
Yeah, because Tasha is somewhat masculine.
Yeah.
I mean, and she
Yeah,
embraces
she
that.
is.
So she needs a man's man.
Yeah.
And Pookie is that. The only thing that scared me was back when they were eating dinner. And you remember when he was like, listen, and she flipped out and she thought he was going to run away. But then he kind of threatened all the past men in her life.
Yeah.
Did you guys catch that?
No, I missed that. What
he
is
said-
this?
Wait,
What'd
I
they say
can't
as
remember. I can't remember exactly what he said, but he did.
Like she was like, oh, I can't stand when a man says listen and then, leaves
Yeah.
me. And he was like, oh, don't worry. I'll take care of all those men.
Oh yeah. Well,
I was
Pookie
just
has
like-
been to jail, and did we establish that it was for something inappropriate? Do we know what it was for?
We don't know much about him.
They just keep on saying he's a killer.
Yeah, that's what.
And I'm just
Now I'm
like,
trying to go back.
And
Why
it's a
do we think
stereotype
he was
'cause his
there
name
to
is
kill?
Pookie.
Yeah.
I just hope that wasn't
Which is kind of
foreshadowing.
crazy. I won't even say that. But anyway,
I thought it was because he stabbed someone.
I mean, he might have if he was he was on the block, like slinging whatever you do, and somebody might have got cut.
I just hope that wasn't foreshadowing, because your pretty fox might be.
Well, I don't know. We still have 6 episodes left, and God knows they might need a cliffhanger because we know that they're having another season. So,
so you think this actually may last, or how many episodes do you give him?
I mean, I think this one might stick around for a little while to give us some story and something to go on with Tasha, because she hasn't had anything really other than her son. Like, she hasn't had anything going on.
Right.
And I think we probably need somebody else.
Yeah.
Because we're never getting Blondie back.
I agree. Pookie's here to stay.
Pookie's here to stay.
Who's Blondie?
Give me a few more episodes.
Brittany Daniel.
Oh.
Our tribute to her that we keep up every week, even though she's not here. It's all good. But before we move on to our next session, I want to remind all of our listeners right now that AfterBuzz TV is a part of a new Amazon affiliate program. And what that means is if you want to go to shop on Amazon, you need to go to AfterBuzzTV.com first. And there's a beautiful banner on AfterBuzzTV.com that you can click, and then it will take you to Amazon to shop at your heart's desire. And it helps us. You don't get charged anything. Everybody's happy. So shop on Amazon via AfterBuzzTV.com every time you try. Isabel, when you're at work tomorrow shopping, make sure you do that, because I know that's all you do all day.
Yeah.
Is shop online.
I hope your boss isn't watching.
Your boss. Well, she actually shops with you, so it's all good.
Oh, fabulous.
Kenny.
What?
Why are you trying to call her out? Anyway, so speaking of shopping, we've got some, Derwin called her the baby mama accessory support. Miss Janay came back on the scene this week, which I was quite thrilled about.
Yeah,
I want to see more of her.
I would like to see more of her.
Why?
And I think that story.
We love Janay. Ooh, are you a Janay hater?
Yes.
Oh my God! No.
But she's the baby mama. I can see why.
Why do you hate Janay? Don't make judgments.
Well, first, plead your case since it's 3 against 1, and I'll combat it.
I personally think the Janay character was a fabulous little piece of drama that has sprinkled into their lives since, what was that, season 2.5, I think, when she came along. And I just don't think she has been utilized to her fullest, fullest potential since it came to BET, because that could have been great tension and great interesting storyline that didn't quite come to fruition in a way that it did.
Really
and I think I think she also delivered some of the better performances, especially when they had a dramatic sort of scene with her and Derwin last season, I think it was, in the kitchen, and when they were trying to do the drama thing, I think she really delivered. So I liked her. And anywho,
maybe I'm just over the whole baby mama drama. That's so like somewhat cliche. Like, why does everyone have to have a baby mama? I thought Derwin, they're kind of building his character. He's somewhat the good boy when it comes to athletes and football players, and it's just like it's too typical that he ends up with a baby mama. So I just didn't like that whole.
I understand where you're coming from. However, I will say that the way they wove her into the show, I think it was done not per se she's just random hookup chick.
It was genuine.
They actually had a relationship, and she wasn't a bad person.
No.
It was just his love for Melanie at the time, and it brought on the whole baby and blah blah blah, and it's actually, I feel in this situation, I know there's a lot of in the real world baby mama drama that's really kind of like, oh really? That actually happens. But this one is actually like, oh, okay, this actually could happen in real life. And it's a situation that I think a lot of people can relate to. So,
and I think they also deal with it very maturely.
They do handle it very
maturely. The baby
mama
drama that we've had has mostly been sort of Melanie dealing with the fact that there is that person that will always have that place in his life that she can't have. And I don't think it's really been Janay like, give me my money, do this.
But she has been digging at Melanie.
She did a dig at her at the birthday party earlier this year when she was like, bitch, go get the cake. Well, it's pretty awful.
I laughed.
But that's also the only time we saw her this season for the most part, except when Melanie tried to befriend her, which made it even more awkward. But I'm glad she came back. Obviously, the storyline is that her boo-boo, Noah, who proposed to her, wants to move to New York City with her as his wife and her child with Derwin. And Derwin's initial reaction is, hell to the no. What do you guys think?
Well, I forgot about that after he told Melanie to shut up. It was in her place. I was like, oh.
That's an interesting question you bring up.
I forgot everything else after that. I was like, ugh. And she's so quiet about things now.
Well, do you think that she really should have pressed in that issue? I mean, technically, she is not the parent and is not the person making the decision.
I think she's a part of the equation.
The one.
I agree.
And actually, for the probably first time ever, I've actually agreed with her on the decision.
Mm-hmm.
That's true.
You agreed with her on the decision?
I typically, her character doesn't always make sense or is kind of out of line a lot. But I think in this decision or in this situation, I think she was kind of on point. You know, it wasn't about him. It wasn't about her. It was about the child.
Okay.
For the first time.
But do you know it wasn't about her? Even though they didn't play that out in how she told him, because it, makes sense that she wants him to be a good father and let his son be with the mother. But
I actually think
does she have motives?
I think she was. I don't think she had motives. I think she was genuine in what she said.
Do you think she had motives?
A little bit, because I've always taken Melanie as kind of a selfish character.
Right.
And so I think she was saying the right things, but it partly is because she felt that, oh, wait, I'm going to get my man back. I'm going to get possibly my life back. She's been going through all that drama with, not being able to have a baby. There's emotions involved. And so I think it kind of fits in perfectly. She wasn't as stunned when Janay told him, oh, my God, we're moving. We're taking DJ. She was just like, okay.
Well, now I'm interested because you guys seem to agree with Melanie as the best thing for the child is to actually go. Is that what I'm hearing?
I agree.
I don't think
in this situation.
I don't think I agree with that, but I also don't see how I can choose between dad and mom. I always think a child should be with its mom. So when I'm put in this position, I'm thinking, well, how do you stop your life for someone else? And I'm not talking about the child anymore. This is her. She would have to stop her life for Derwin to make sure that the child has both parents.
Is she stopping her life for Derwin or is she stopping her life for her child? Because her kid's, 3 years old now?
Yeah.
Or how old is he supposed to be?
something.
4? Something like that. So he's still very formative years, very early on. Like, she's taking him across the country.
Right, but I think it helped when she said, he can come live with you when you're off season. And I'm doing the math here. You're thinking about almost 6 months plus 6 months.
Well, I'm curious.
Equal time, but I don't know how that's gonna act.
I don't think she meant like the whole off season.
Well,
I'm guessing she's like maybe a week or two.
Well, that's what I'm curious about because up until this point, she lives around the corner. His life and their decision together has been he's in his life as much as he wants. So he's there. The only difference is that they live apart. So you guys believe or think that her moving across the country with a husband for a husband is the best choice for her child?
Let me ask you this question. How often do you think he's seeing this child? Is he seeing him every day?
I mean,
between football, his wife, do you really think he's
I'm fairly certain he's probably seeing him almost every day.
Really?
Yes, because they were the way that they show the episodes previously, like he goes over for barbecues, he goes over for dinner, they come over for dinner. I don't think it was an accident that he bought the house and they mentioned it's around the corner. Like he bought her house in proximity. Like I think it's a fairly movable. I don't think it's I'm a weekend dad every other weekend type situation. So I'm interested that everybody fell on the side of Melanie was right.
You might disagree with me on this, but I think it's probably the best time in a child's life to do a dramatic change. Sometimes, when it's probably they're 10 or they're 16 and they've already developed a pattern and friends and really connected, it's more traumatic to move all the way across country. But if the child's only 3 or 4, even though obviously he knows who his dad is, I don't think it's as traumatic. So I think it's perfect timing to start a new pattern in his life.
Well, does that then make it even more unfair because now he is so young that it is not as traumatic, so to speak. So that only removes his father out of his life that much more because he is so young and has not had the time to sort of form a solid, unmovable relationship. And she's marrying somebody else who's also going to be a father figure in this kid's life.
Completely right, but this is perfect because Derwin can't say that he doesn't have the money to fly across. He, in a situation, and this is kind of real life. I mean, so many families are torn and either just for work. Some people have to, get a job out of state and their family has to live back here and you're making it work. And so we'll see how Derwin makes it work. And where there's a will, there's a way, right?
I think Melanie brought up a good point about the mom, Janay, being unhappy. I think that is a valid argument. I mean, do you want her to really not get married and stay here just so you can be closer to your son? She's going to be miserable. She's giving up her life for you.
And I thought Melanie
That's how
said
it
that.
felt.
Yeah, because Janay did bring up a good point. She got Melanie right in the gut when she said, you moved for him.
That's true.
And so right away, I think that's where Melanie was able not to really make it a selfish decision. And she thought, wait, how would I feel?
Well, it's interesting that you bring that up because I had the opposite not the opposite feeling about that. Saying that I moved for him is one thing. Saying I moved for him because of a child is another thing to me. So I'm interested. Okay. Well, I think it's interesting that the child moving is a better idea and it's a choice about the mom being happy as opposed to mom had a baby with someone, you sort of sacrifice certain things about your life when you have a child with somebody that you are not making a family with. And therefore, maybe the sacrifice actually is what you want to do at the time or what seems most convenient for you at the time because what's fair and honest is that the child gets to maintain both parental relationships equally. Why does somebody get to decide who's more and who's less?
Well,
that's a hard one. But it's a valid argument. It's a valid argument.
I'm just fascinated by the...
However, I think in this situation, this may not be the best in every situation. If you're talking mom, dad,
we can only talk about this
situation
right.
because I think there's instances or situations that I think the child might be better off with the dad instead of the mom. That's just it. Just depends on what the situation is. I think in this situation, just for the sole fact that Melanie and Derwin are trying to start a family for themselves, or they're thinking about having a baby. I think not having Janay around maybe probably for the best. I think she's a distraction.
Horrible thing to say.
No, but
the poor bastard child gets to miss out on dad and mom because my mommy didn't marry.
Just because your child is thousands of miles away doesn't necessarily mean you're not in their life.
It doesn't mean you're not in their life, but the all honest truth of that is that the day-to-day existence of a child, especially when they're growing, is completely going to be lost. Like,
that's what Skype is for.
Thank you.
You
can do a lot of things via Skype.
Yes, you can do, and they should be thankful for that. But I don't think that can replace
parenting,
what they have,
rearing a child
together.
What do you? Okay, so what about the military? The moms and dads who are in Afghanistan, they're on tour for over a year.
That's another situation.
Yeah,
so we can't make this. I agree that we can't make this argument for every family because every family is a very specific situation. So in this very specific situation, I don't know if I'm sold on the fact that she should be moving to.
So I agree with Kenny and what he said. It kind of opens a new life for Derwin and Melanie. Yeah. So
it does. But by nature, I think it pushes the child out of Derwin's life unnecessarily.
You think? Okay. I'm having a little hard time the unnecessary because if I'm with someone and that person has taken a job and I have a child with someone else, I'm the mom. I'm gonna put my life on hold to satisfy someone who's with someone else.
You're not satisfying someone who's with somebody else.
Yes,
You're satisfying the situation with your kid. The situation with your kid is that you have a child with somebody who you are not with. And therefore, there's going to be situations where ish happens. What would you think if he came to you and said, by the way, I got traded to Florida. I'm taking baby Derwin with me to Florida. She wouldn't go for that.
No, but the thing is, Derwin conceded, and that's the thing. If he had said, "Okay, no, fair enough, take it to court," and they'll see what happens.
That's actually what I was waiting for.
Well, I do appreciate. Yeah. I kind of I wanted it for purpose of story and interest. Like, I wanted it to go on further.
Right.
But I do appreciate that when he came and did concede, he made it about, I don't want this to turn into a court situation and dealing with that. Like, I would like for us to be able to be, because in the end, amicable parents are going to be better than angry, let's fight in court parents. So I appreciate that they brought that in.
And I think the reason why they just wrapped it up in this episode because what they're moving on to, the whole Tasha being the surrogate mom thing.
Who's excited about that?
Not I.
Well, before you guys go into that, when he told Janay that, okay, you can take the child to New York, why didn't he mention that Melanie was the one that changed his mind? I had a big problem with that when she was like, oh, what made you change your mind? And he was like, oh, well, I just started thinking that I didn't want it to be this way. And you notice Derwin always goes back to Melanie and was like, you were right, Melanie. I listened to you, but...
We've already discussed that he plays both sides differently.
Yeah,
Yes.
and I think that he has to.
He
Honestly,
wants-
I think it's better for
him.
I don't think Melanie should not, for all intents and purposes, if it can be helped, should not be brought up to Janae constantly, and
Right.
Janae should not be constantly
even
brought
in
up
a
to
positive
her.
way to say
No,
Melanie had your back.
I think
then
it's
you're
best
like,
left alone.
Just leave it,
Yeah.
based on their relationship and past. Like,
And
just
everything.
Because we've
Keep
seen
it
him
pushing.
do that before.
keep the peace
in the
as
past.
it is. Yeah.
He'll say one thing to her, and then that
one
one
thing to the
episode they
other.
found out.
Yeah.
And it caused a problem. So
Just just
I
maybe-
think he's adapted the way he handles both women,
And it works smoothly.
And it works.
Okay.
Yes.
That's the
Yeah.
one thing. That's
Keep
the
it smooth.
one subtle thing I like about the writing and his character, that the way he handles both of them.
Yeah.
So
But he brought a smile to Janae's
Yes.
face.
Anyway.
I'm sorry, that was really annoying for me. But it was also annoying for me because I wanted this. I thought this deserved more thought. But whatever, he brought a smile to her face, and he came home and realized he hadn't brought that same smile to her face.
Were
And
you
I think that's
happy about
offensive.
that?
I think that's offensive.
I always slapped him.
Thank you. I think that's
Hell
offensive.
no.
Wait, I feel like we're always
The
talking
chick
about
I
this.
used to hump and got a baby with, I just made her the life and smile, and she's wonderful, and I want
Well,
you to be just like that.
No,
Hell no.
she did say, I hope this is going somewhere, because I was like, where is he getting at
Yeah,
this?
they peeped that.
But I love that he finally saw. Poor Melanie has turned into nothing.
I mean, I
You're
guess
not-
I kind of appreciated
so
it, but
that he just validated that little piece of.
But see, that goes
You
back
think
to what
he
we just
validated?
said about him saying shit and just letting it be. I don't think he
guess.
should have said that to her. I would have been pissed off if he said that to me.
I think he
agree.
should have just said,
mean,
I think it's time for us. I realize maybe
I've
we
been
should start a
thinking about
family
this whole
too,
child thing.
and we'll go for
But
it.
don't you
So-
think that's coming from a selfish place? I mean, I just think these characters are a little bit selfish.
They're all-
They're all-
And
yeah.
like,
That's
he
what
needs
keeps
to
it
feel
somewhat
a boy.
entertaining.
Which
Yeah.
I guess human beings are somewhat selfish. And when he said that, I was just thinking, now he's thinking the same thing. Oh, my son is gone.
Let's
That
fill that
bastard
void.
child. Let's
No.
fill that void. And now we can have a
That
baby.
could be the reason, though.
It could be.
Of his
he
whole
wants
change
to
of
feel
heart.
that- yeah.
Maybe. I don't know.
And
too
she was so
quick.
blinded by it, so
But he-
happy. I would be like,
One real quick.
now you want a child?
Real quick.
One question. Do you think if they're gonna have a surrogate, does it have to be Tasha?
No.
No.
So I don't understand why the whole big deal was.
They wanted it someone close
Well,
to them.
yeah, I think it was Melanie who wanted it
Yeah.
to be somebody close to her. But we'll find out in upcoming episodes, I'm sure. But right now, we have to go to a commercial break, and then we'll be back.
AfterBuzz TV.
Hi, I was once like you, a lazy, angry loner whose only joy was watching TV and surfing the net. And like you, after I'd see one of my favorite TV shows, I'd be so excited and have so many questions that I'd actually have to talk to my douchebag coworkers about it at the water cooler. Then I discovered AfterBuzzTV.com. AfterBuzz TV produces after-show webcasts and podcasts for TV series of all kinds, like post-game wrap-up shows for all your favorite TV shows. AfterBuzz TV hosts are industry insiders who break down episodes of shows, take calls from fans, and interview cast and crew from each series, with over 60 different after shows, from Boardwalk Empire to American Idol to Vampire Diaries to Real Housewives, and more. Now, after a night of TV, I can ignore my stupid coworkers, who I hate, and go straight to my desk and watch or listen to all my favorite AfterBuzz TV after shows, and have all the TV fan interaction I need. Thank you, AfterBuzz TV.
AfterBuzz TV. What do you want to buzz about?
And we're still here buzzing. And we're going to move into a quick special segment that will be really quick. It's
Can I
almost like
point
a
out
poll.
something?
Yes.
I like the vibe in the room.
You like the vibe
I
in
do.
the
I like
room?
this. I like being with the ladies.
Nice. We like being with you most of the time.
you.
I just,
I just had to
spilled
point that
water on
out.
myself.
Courtney, speak for yourself.
Thanks. I guess Isabel doesn't like you. But what I want to know
Isabel
from
better watch out on
you
my chucks on
guys,
there. Nothing but love.
Isabel started this conversation actually a little bit with Tasha. So, and it's funny because I thought of it while I was watching the whole Pookie and Tasha thing. Do friends really make the best lovers? Do you guys really believe that?
No, maybe best F buddies, but that's about it.
You think best
Oh
F
no,
buddies?
no.
really?
I feel like
Interesting.
well, not I feel like most people can.
No, not I.
Disclaimer.
Yeah,
Let's
right.
write
The views
disclaimer.
expressed herein are
Thank
those
you.
of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or
I
principals.
meant to say, I feel like
Yes.
most people can just let go completely. You don't have to worry about it. I mean, if you've known them for that long, who cares what you do, what you say?
What?
Okay,
Yes!
so I think obviously we're talking heterosexually here as far as
you
male and
can even
female.
bring
No,
your
it's different. No,
homosexual- Well,
no,
tell
because
me, what's
that's a
different
whole
in your
different topic.
community?
I just want to let me talk about
Stick
you
with
people
the-
first.
You people.
I think when it comes to male-female relationships, there's always there's going to be sexual tension. And I think two people, male and female, that are friends, that are good friends, and I've seen it. One of my good friends, actually, long story short, she's been friends with this guy, and they've always been friends. She would walk around, in her boxers. They would play
Right.
video games, blah blah blah. And one day she just realized, oh, he just started being more like the man that she's been looking for, and all this entire time, the man that she's been searching for, dating and blah blah blah, was sitting right underneath her, and it works for that situation.
I don't know about.
I think for the most part, I don't necessarily think that a man and a woman that are really good friends, I don't think they make good lovers. Period. F buddies either. I just think
This has actually happened to me twice in my lifetime. Not to get into the whole story, but I had a friend that I grew up with as a brother. When we were probably about 18, he just started flirting with me, and I was just like, we're brother and sister. And he's like, no, we're not. We're not brother and sister. And it came to a point where he actually made a move on me.
Been there, done that.
And the thing is, it was
Don't
so
want that no more.
uncomfortable because I have no problem telling someone, no, I'm not interested, this and that. But when someone you care about so much and you don't want to hurt them and they make a move on you, it was so hard for me to stop it.
Do it.
And the thing is, I looked at everything that it could ruin, and there was just, our friendship was more than anything I thought we can have. But I mean, I agree with you, Kenny. In a male-female friendship, there is always one person who's thinking about it. And I mean, in that situation, it wasn't me, so I wasn't having it. But I mean, I think it can be good for long-term, not for fuck buddies.
I'm shocked that you say that about for your good friends.
Are you shocked that you actually shocked
not
that? Okay, thank you.
I mean, not shocked that she would do it, but shocked that she would say it as if it's true.
Right.
Yes, I mean, I feel like it's easy for me to say, all right, it was fun. Now I have a man.
But that's
see
your
you later.
best
I'll see you
friend.
during the
Okay,
breakup.
let's define what a fuck buddy is. This is some person that you keep
You sleep with.
around
Yeah.
just randomly whenever
Yes.
you feeling like you need something.
But it wasn't a friend
Yes.
that developed into an F
It's-
buddy.
Yes.
But don't
This
you
was
think
my
that's going to
best
cause so
friend.
much tension and
No.
feelings are
But
going to
that's why you both have to be, I think, on the same page, where
Okay.
it's just.
Do you have a
sex.
conversation with this person?
About
I mean,
it?
yeah, like the situation.
This is why I say I don't think that good friends can work for long term, because if I didn't see it at the beginning, I'm not gonna see it years later. Like if you didn't
Interesting.
catch me on
That
right
is
away,
interesting.
it's not gonna work for me. So obviously, I may like you a little more to just sleep with you, but that's it. It's not gonna take me that long to,
It's a good perspective.
Okay,
I
that's a
thought about
smart
it.
comment there that I didn't think of.
I'm working on a
Working
rebuttal
on
to
that.
that.
Okay.
No, that's a very valid.
Well, I think she
thing.
articulated what I actually think. Like, if it wasn't there in the beginning, it's not going to come.
I
And
can
you
see
might
that.
end up trying to work something out in the middle, and it usually just
Right.
gets messy and turns horrible. And sometimes it works out for the better, thank God. And other times it doesn't.
But then, I mean, it's a great point, and I never thought about it like that. But I do think that best friends can make the best lovers, and you know what I'm saying? Just like how Pookie and Tasha, I love that because he has been there through all the drama, all of Tasha Mack's bullshit, and he's been there to support her. So why couldn't, if a sexual spark,
Sparked
you
for
know,
everybody.
then
But
it could be a long-term,
well, let's
beautiful
see if
relationship.
it's gonna be just sexual or if they're gonna be able to make it work. Like I said, it's.
Well, I think for this situation at their age, I think they're going for a relationship.
Relationship.
It's not
Well,
going
I'm
to be
sure
like
that's what they're hoping
right.
for. But
Yeah.
It may
You
just turn
don't have
into
faith.
hot sex and nothing else.
No, but I think for her, I think she's always tried for a relationship. Even with what's his name? The stripper, not the
even with
stripper, the escort. Yeah.
Oh, poor Tasha.
So I liked her line. She was like, whether it was Rick Fox or Hooker or poor Tasha.
Tasha's been through it, but she's doing it anyway, and I appreciate you guys' input. I was just curious because everybody says it. I don't know if I believe it. So let us know. Tweet us at AfterBuzz TV. Tweet me, Stuart Starlet, and we'll find out what you guys' opinions are. Can friends make great lovers? But for right now, we're gonna skip on out to some news and gossip.
AfterBuzz TV News.
All right, so The Game saw another week of ratings that were pretty steady. They had a little bit of a drop down to a 1.1, but they're holding pretty steady. They came in third this week behind The Deadliest Catch, which apparently is like blowing up TV right now.
A lot of people watch this.
A lot of people watch it.
I watch it.
I watched Alligator Man and I was like, whoa, that's amazing. Sorry, it just made me think of that. It was crazy. It reminded me of your people. And it was behind Deadliest Catch and
Aren't we
NBA.
the same color?
No,
I'm actually lighter than you.
I mean, you're country people, fools. You know I'm not talking about being black.
You from Atlanta.
I'm from Atlanta, but you from South Carolina.
Whatever.
Anyway, so also we want to sing congratulations out to Game alum Megan Good and the entire cast of Steve Harvey's Think Like a Man that came in number one at the box office, $33 million this weekend.
Hold up.
Good stuff.
It was number one?
It was number one. It
Beat
beat
out
Hunger
Hunger
Games.
Games.
Finally, it toppled Hunger Games. So
Hunger Games is
Wow.
their place.
Yo, boo, I was shocked too. I was like,
But I have actually heard a lot of people wanting to go see it.
people, yeah. And I mean, people love what's his name, Kevin Hart.
Yeah, and the book was very successful on the
love the book.
bestseller.
Crazy successful.
really
I never
good.
read it, but
Live
I'm
by it.
halfway.
interesting.
I like it, but I love Steve.
You read
Yeah,
it?
we love
I'm
Steve
halfway.
Harvey.
You're reading
Yeah,
it?
we.
I listened to a lot of his like commentary on it, so I felt
Well,
like
we're
I
on
knew the
Family
book. I was
Feud
good.
now.
Oh, Family Feud, I love. Love Family Feud.
I think Tasha needs to read the book, actually.
Maybe she would.
She
get
referenced it though.
She did.
Actually,
She
she did
did.
reference it
She
this
did.
season.
Oh, did I not remember that?
No, when she was who she was talking to. She was talking to giving light skin Kobe advice.
Oh,
And she-
yeah, she did. And she
Yeah.
was talking about Brandy. Okay,
Yeah.
I remember.
Yeah.
All right, go everybody, and congratulations on all of that success.
That's
'cause
actually shocking
awesome.
and great.
Good for them. And we're gonna jump right into our exciting brown people in entertainment news, as we like to do. Do I get a
Brown
bumper?
people news.
It makes me laugh every time. I'm so mature. Anyway, Lee Daniels' long-awaited upcoming production of The Butler, starring Forrest Whitaker as Eugene Allen, the real-life butler who worked in the White House for many years and served under many presidents, has confirmed a new huge casting decision. Miss Oprah Winfrey will play Whitaker's wife in the film. This marks Oprah's first return to film since 1998's Beloved. Daniels notes that Oprah is not producing. She is just an actor on the project and is proud of this project, calling it a black version of Forrest Gump.
That means Oprah ain't got no money. She spent all her money.
Oh, that's horrible.
She spent all her money on that network.
That
Well, she
me-
did mention.
And the ratings haven't been good, so
No.
he's like, she's not producing
when,
it. Don't worry.
when Oprah is begging for viewership, we in trouble.
it,
Oh,
you
I love
guys.
Oprah.
We in
Did you
trouble.
watch
Except for that O magazine. Get your face off the cover. Sorry.
Oh.
Sorry.
Oh.
You want your
I'm-
face on the cover?
Yeah.
No, I just want
mean,
somebody else's
can you
face.
put
on
Well,
the
her
cover.
theory
Finger or
was that she didn't
something.
have to worry about like having to deal with models and who to pick celebrities and all of that. She just
So I just put my face on the picture.
well
every week.
It's
That's what
what she's
happens
supposed
when
to be
you're
selling
rich.
and believing in. Anyway, who's excited for Oprah to act again?
I'm actually, you know what?
am.
I think I'm more excited for Lee Daniels doing something post Precious.
Well, I am excited for Lee Daniels doing something post Precious.
And
I also like Forrest
Forrest
Whitaker quite
Whitaker,
a bit,
exactly.
and I
Love
actually
him.
like this story. I'm interested to see what they do.
Yeah.
It's shooting or start shooting like next month.
That's awesome.
And they're shooting in New Orleans, which is exciting.
Because
and good for the city.
Forrest won an Oscar and he kind of went away.
Well, he hasn't gone away. He's been behind the scenes quite a bit still, and he directs and whatnot. So it sounds like they're doing big things, and I'm excited, and I can't wait to see it. So
Can I get a
keep
big
your eye
piece?
out. Can you
Stand
get
in
a
a
big
door.
piece?
A doorway or something?
You want, just be like, I wave.
Yeah.
Can I give you a teacup? I'll do that. All right, next up, we have a long time coming. The film on Cesar Chavez's life is finally becoming a reality. In the title role of civil rights activist Chavez will be Michael Pena from Crash. Pena, who will play the Mexican-American activist and labor leader and co-founder of the United Farm Workers Union, for those of you who don't know who Cesar Chavez is. He led the largest nonviolent protest in U.S. history to achieve its goal of obtaining basic human rights for more than 50,000 farm workers in California. I had no idea it was the largest in the U.S., by the way. Rosario Dawson is on board to portray Dolores Huerta, co-founder of the UFW, while Cesar's wife will be played by America Ferrera. Diego Luna will direct the film, and it will be co-produced by Cañana Films and will feature Gail Garcia Bernal and John Malkovich among the list of producers. So a lot of big people, a lot of big names.
Yes.
They've been trying to do a version of this film for 40 years.
For a long time.
Every 5 years, a new one comes through the cycle, and it never seems to get off the ground. So it's pretty cool that they finally got it rolling. And I don't know how I feel about Michael Pena, but
I was looking him up. I don't know who he is.
I remember him from Crash.
And that's the thing.
vaguely.
Crash.
What do you mean Crash?
What did he play? Who did he play? Did he play the dad with the little baby girl who got shot and she wasn't really dead and she's?
Yes.
Yeah, that's him.
Yes.
I think so, yeah.
I was like, hold on, let me remember
Yeah, I
the
was like, hey,
storyline.
little girl, there were so many.
Yes.
That
there
movie
was so
sucked,
much
by the way.
Don't say that.
Sucked. Are you kidding?
Me and
That's
Kenny.
like one of my
Kenny.
favorites.
I was seeing eye to eye with you before.
Oh, you are
said that.
becoming
I know.
Curtis
I
Taylor
can-
in this
I
room
can
right
leave the
now.
room right now.
Oh my
Yes.
God, you might have to turn his microphone off.
I hope you meant the TV show.
No,
Crash,
the
not
show,
The movie.
Thank you, Ronnie. I almost called you Johnny.
We have something to do tomorrow on Netflix.
Crash? Really?
How do you hate Crash?
God.
How did you
Racism
really?
is bad. Racism is bad.
But
let
it
me,
was
let me
not.
say it again.
No.
Racism is
So
bad.
then you
Racism.
missed
It wasn't
LA,
the whole movie.
racism
You
is
missed
bad.
the whole point of it.
Yeah.
Then you missed the whole point
You
of it.
missed the whole.
Gosh, I thought you were smarter than that, Kenny. Jeez. You're going to have to
Racism is
sit
bad.
over there next week. Anyways,
Racism is
that
bad.
is your TV news and gossip for The Game.
Did I mention
Season
racism is
5,
bad?
Episode 15. Kenny is no longer allowed to speak.
And now, your AfterBuzz TV prediction.
Simple Minds. Except for you, I like.
It's
I,
so sad
I like
that
Stanley.
you have to refer to yourself like that.
No,
and then
I just
try.
really
It's
Crash?
all good. Anyway, so we're into predictions right now. We're going to start across the table. Miss Stanley, what predictions would you have for next week on The Game?
Okay, well, I think this is a simple prediction. I think Tasha is going to start having second thoughts about being a surrogate. I mean, she was in her whole celibacy phase, and now she's moving out of it, getting some love from Pook Pook. That I don't think she's going to want to give up her body for 9 months. So,
What you got,
Interesting.
Isabel?
I agree. 9 months is a long time.
You're in it right now.
Yeah.
Let's just say 5 months, because you don't really know until you're about 5 months pregnant, right?
Kenny. Really?
If you crazy,
That's only if you're pretending like me.
yeah.
You know.
Or if you're just ignoring it, like, yeah, I didn't, yeah, no.
Let me have my
Is
drink. Let
that's
me
your
have a few
contribution
drinks.
to predictions?
My prediction is that Brandy's going to be on a bus.
Oh.
My prediction is that Kenny is going to be as cruel as he is every week. And thank you guys for joining us. Make sure you are following us on Twitter at AfterBuzzTV. Follow me on Twitter at Stuart Starlet. Follow Kenny when you can find him. I don't know if these ladies have Twitters real quick.
Ryan,
Pop it
what's
in.
my Twitter?
my Twitter's at your girl Stanley.
At your girl Stanley, and Isabel don't know her Twitter, so
Ronnie
don't tweet
knows
her.
it.
Whatever.
It's,
anyway, don't
No, I don't.
don't
It's
give it to her,
Izzy
Ronnie.
ISSY.
She don't know.
Just tweet one of us.
360.
Just
360.
go to my page and find her somewhere.
Yeah, or tweet AfterBuzz.
Don't
TV.
forget, check us on iTunes. Make sure you're making your comments. Make sure you're tapping on that Amazon border on AfterBuzzTV.com, and join us next week because we will be here in the same place giving you some game.
Bye.
From Bing.com, executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
Brown People Edition.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principal.